I think, in these competitions, what is more important is learning for your future rather than just winning a competition because they really teach you a lot.
We chose to become an engineer because all three of us were interested in mathematics and were fascinated with science in our high school. And obviously, being in India, every student has a dream to study in an IIT. And I think that's where we started preparing for JEE Advanced. But alas, the rank was not so good. But yes, the dream of studying in an IIT was still there, and we chose our respective branches at IIT ISM Dhanbad.
Actually, for me, I had no specific interest in any of the particular branch. Like I want to go in computer science or I want to go in earth science branches. I just wanted to do engineering, and because I love science and maths. But also in some corner of my mind, knew that I want to go for higher studies, whether it is MBA or masters. I knew that I want to go for higher studies. That's why I wanted to uh, just crack IIT and get into one of the IITs with a branch. Mining is a good branch in IIT ISM Dhanbad because ISM is the capital of mining, you can say.
I had an internship at Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, which is one of the station of ISRO in Dehradun. So I spent my summers of 2019 there, where I got to work on the satellite imaging system, and also my scientist who was my mentor saw that I am from a mining background. So he helped me to get a project on the mining background only, because he felt that when you are giving 4 years of your life, uh, investing 4 years of your life in mining, doing mining, so why not to learn the most out of it. So got the project there, and that laid the foundation of the idea of our startup, or our KPMG Ideation challenge, our team named Navcharitam. So, and that actually helped me to get a very broad picture that how things can be actually implemented in the traditional sector like mining. While I was there at ISRO, the Chandrayaan 2 also started, so I got to see that also. So these are something that actually internships are something that actually help you to build yourself, build your profile, build your inner self, and get to know the world.
I have worked as an international volunteer in marketing in Egypt. If you are a teacher and you need a rented space to teach other students, then you can use that platform. And there were many volunteers from different countries, so that helped me make some international connections, which ultimately helped us getting testimonies later in this competitions. Also, I have worked with KPMG as an intern in data analytics, so that added to the value, and we incorporated everything in this competition.
In my first year, I did a data allocation internship in Indian School of Business. And in my second year, as Sanchit already mentioned, that I did an internship I did a research internship at Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS, Malaysia. So, and other than these internships, I was also part of other clubs and societies. So these helped me in building that foundation to stand where I am right now. So ISM has very diversity. We have multiple clubs on multiple domains such as academic clubs, cultural clubs, sports clubs. For example, I can name a few clubs: uh, coding clubs, robotics clubs. We have astronomy clubs. We have sports clubs such as lawn tennis, table tennis, basketball, volleyball, and all of the different sports. In self-development, we have leadership clubs, we have leadership organizations such as ISEC, and public speaking clubs are also there. I was a part of international relations and alumni affairs cell. Varnika was also a part of this community. Sanchit represents the placement cell of our institute since the last 2 years.
Being the part of the students coordinator for placement and training is something that you have to deal with the HRs, with the recruiters, and let them come on board to your institution. So that soft skill part, that confidence that you need while speaking to the HRs or while giving the presentation actually help us. But I want to add that there should be a proper balance between the clubs and the academics that is going on.
No, I'll be really honest with you here. I was a part of 5 clubs and committees in my first year, and I was struggling with my academics at that time. But I guess it's normal as a fresher, and if you figure out the right clubs and committees for you as soon as possible, because at the end, whatever you're joining, it should be adding some value to you. So, and in an undergrad school, we tend to waste a lot of time chit chatting and hanging out with our friends in their rooms. So, if we can avoid that up to some extent, then I don't think these clubs affect your academics. In fact, it adds values.
It was the month of November that Parth and I were sitting and discussing what all should we do in life and all as a typical engineer does in his hostel. So we saw the post of KPMG Ideation Challenge in the LinkedIn page of KPMG India. We thought let's apply in this, and we saw the requirements and immediately contacted Varnika to make the team. So like in the first stage, we had to submit an abstract on our idea and a 90-second video explaining about our idea. We submitted this abstract and the video on the very last day as a typical engineer. But then we got an email that we were selected for the regional semi-finals. We prepared for the semis, and we wanted to create a show because we believed that presentation is an art and we are the artist. So like we wore mining helmets with formals during the presentation as our idea was related to mining. We had zero hopes after the questionnaire round. Very honest that we had zero hopes that we would be qualifying. But in the end, we qualified for the national finals. We decided to give the best shot and prepared for the national finals. And boom, we were crowned the national winners.
While we were going to semi-finals, we had a feeling that we will learn something while going there, and we went there. We saw other presentations, and we were like, they are really good. We are nowhere behind them. But then the results came. Then we started focusing on it. Then we spent multiple number of hours. I think after national finals, we spent around 350 to 400 hours on the idea, and that's why we got the results at the end.
I think, in these competitions, what is more important is learning for your future rather than just winning a competition, because they really teach you a lot. You get to see so many presentations. I think we got so many ideas from the national final presentations, and we did incorporated them in the globals, and it affected our presentation. It was like a mixture of all the good things you learned from nationals. So it's really important to learn on your way.
Our idea was to bring a disruptive innovation in the mining industry using a custom algorithm. So in very layman language, if I make you understand, so our idea is something that we are going to click images of a place or a mine using a special type of sensor that is enabled in a drone, and with that single picture we would be telling you about all the minerals that is present there. So click an image with the help of a drone and process it in a lab for like 2 to 3 hours, and we will be there with the mineral map that is our USP for the client. The global event was going to happen in Seoul, South Korea in the month of April, but the pandemic hit. That time it was postponed to August, but later on it was decided so that it will be held virtually for the very first time. So we got more time to prepare for the global finals and we nailed on that. Like more than 350 hours of hard work, sessions with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, and whatnot. Like we reached out to, we conducted a survey that whether our idea is feasible, how it will be going to help in the market. And to our amaze that we got respondents from USA to Australia, like more than 8 to 9 countries respondents were there with us. We got the testimonials from the mining professionals, like defeating countries like the USA, China, etc., who are so tech savvy was a challenge for us. But our hard work crossed all the barriers. Like we prepared the finances of a startup. We worked on the technology part. We worked on the competitor set. We worked on everything that could be asked to us. Anything that came into our mind, we gave our best shot, and that's how I think. If you ask me that why we won, so it was because we were playing with our strength. Like mining engineering is our major, and we stuck to that, and we knew that no one could beat us in this.
As you know, cases in India are increasing every day. We were in different parts of countries and internet connection was a big issue. We did face a problem during the global finals. Like Sanchit sir, he lost his connection in between the presentation and then all of a sudden parts were switched and he started presenting although he was not prepared for it. But I think the teamwork really helped there and we faced that problem and I think we got some brownie points for that just because we were able to switch and overcome that problem so quickly.
Also, I'd like to add one thing. I mean, we were consistent in in the last 8 to 9 months till now. Also, today also I got a mail at 12:45 in the afternoon from Varnika that you have a practice session. Please join. So we were consistent every day. It's not like we prepared for 8 to 9 hours in the last month. We were consistent in the last 10 months. We gave each day 2 to 3 hours.
I will say we have the seed funding, we have the consulting from KPMG for 1 year, and that includes getting customers on board because it is not an e-commerce platform where we can advertise and we can get the customers. We need to consult more companies. We need to consult the big companies who are there in the mining. So KPMG will help us in getting our customers on board and they will help us since we are from the BTech background. We do not know much about business. Therefore, they will guide us through whatever we have to do, patenting and everything. So that's what KPMG is helping us with.